Something I never expected for sure was our first year of marriage was like, there was a lot of great times to it, but there was some hard times. I mean, people tell you like, oh, your first year of marriage is gonna be hard or whatever. But there was some moments that I was like, whoa, like I thought we had things together, Like I thought we had this thing down, what's going on here? I was like, she crazy. Alright, welcome back to another video. This is Nate and Sutton coming at you today with a fun one. We've really been wanting our subscribers to get to know us a little bit better, so what better way than telling you things you don't know about us?
You know what's so ironic?
What?
The video we posted before this is get out of selfie mode, and here we are talking about ourselves.
Yeah, I want to express some gratitude to all of the people who have been supporting this channel and following along with us. It's amazing. I mean, it's just crazy. Like, it seems like not even a month or two ago we were at 5,000 subscribers, and now we're at like 23,000. And it's not just about the numbers, but it's about being able to have that reach and being able to witness to people and encourage people. It's just awesome.
We've been having people comment on our videos like, as an atheist or as a Muslim, blah blah blah, and I think that's so cool. Like, people that aren't even Christians are like watching this stuff.
Yeah, and they're open to what we're sharing, so it's so cool. But if you're new to this channel, go ahead and subscribe, because we're not stopping. We're just going and growing. We'd love to have you along for the ride.
Today's topic is about things you didn't know about us. They're not the questions you asked, but they're things we're going to tell you anyway.
We thought it'd be kind of a fun thing for you guys to get us to know us better, because we're thinking about doing more vlogging, and before we do that, you need to know who we are.
And that's also a question too we've been wanting to ask on the video. Like, is vlogging something you guys want to see? Do you want us to stick to the messages? Do you like the Q&As? Like, we're just curious of what you guys want to see, and that's what we can do.
Yeah, we're putting some tester and feelers out there to see what you guys like, so let us know.
We're here to please. That's what it sounds like.
Who do you think's list is longer?
Mine.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I thought my list was going to be longer. I was like, I should probably go first because she's probably going to run out of things. I just feel like
you think I'm not complex?
I just feel like I have such a weird history. The first thing that you never knew about me, I've almost died. I've almost died multiple times in my life, and I'll just list one at a time.
You're coming out with a bang with that one. Jeez.
When, some people might say they almost died, but literally, like, I have almost died multiple times. It was just so obvious that God saved me. Seriously. So the first time that I almost died was in a tree that crushed a car that I was in. When I was about 12 years old, I was with one of my friends, and his parents went inside this house they were house hunting, so they went to go check out this house. And it was storming, so they told us, you guys stay in this car, do not leave this car. And then so we were just sitting there for a few minutes, and then we noticed there was a pool behind the house, and we were like, let's go check out that pool. So we went to go check out the pool, and minutes later, we hear this huge lightning crash, and what do you know, a massive pine tree had crushed the ceiling of this van to the floorboard. And had we been in it, for sure, we would have been crushed. That was God's hand right there. Beat that.
I guess I can start with a story. I have one story.
Alright.
This is probably the craziest thing I have on my list. I also feel like it's going to raise a lot of questions, but it's interesting, so I'm going to tell it. When I lived with my parents, we lived like on 4 acres of land, so we're kind of like back in the woods, no one else really around. There's my glasses. All these weird things kept happening of like things being moved, food being eaten, footprints on the floor that weren't ours. Like, there was wood chips like in the lock of the door where you couldn't lock the door, just weird stuff. So we were like, what is going on? And there was 5 of us at the time living there, so we're all blaming each other, like, why are you walking in the house with your shoes on even though no one has these big feet? So then it turns out we got a camera in our house to film our entryway to the house, because we were like, we gotta figure out what is going on. Like, we're thinking it's like a ghost or something. Turns out this man has been coming in our house for like months and months and avoiding all 5 of us somehow. It was a pretty big house, but we never saw him with our own eyes until we saw him on the camera. Like, he walks past the camera and goes into our kitchen. I feel like that is a crazy story. There's so many like little stories in that of all this stuff that happened.
So there was actual video footage of him in your house.
He had long white hair. His name is Joe. He's been arrested. Warning to everyone out there, this guy will come in your house.
Yeah, you've told me that one before, but it's almost like too hard to believe.
I know.
So next crazy thing about me, it actually has to do with a lightning strike as well, which is kind of funny. And it has to do with God communicating with me. I wonder if God communicates to me through lightning. I'm just starting to put that together. When I was about 12 years old, I always say, when I refer to my childhood, I always feel like I say 12. I don't even know what age I was, but when I was young, I used to watch pornography when I was like a young kid. I think it started in like 4th grade, which I'm not proud of and is not good. I used to ask God, show me, is this wrong? Looking back on it, I don't know how I didn't know it was wrong, but...
And if you're having to ask, I mean...
Yeah, just, let's just say I wasn't very wise when I was younger. I was praying to God. I was like, God, just show me if pornography is wrong. I don't want to be doing this if it's something you don't want me to be doing. And literally, right when I got done with that prayer, I'm talking like the same second, a huge lightning bolt once again crashed in our backyard, and the computer screen in front of me just turned off, went blank. And that was a computer screen I was watching porn on. So.
And that was God looking out for my 12-year-old self too. Did you do it since that day?
I think so, yeah. Unfortunately.
That is unfortunate.
But I haven't done it since we had that conversation that we talked about in our past video.
A hidden talent I have. It's not really a talent, but something that
I don't know how I feel about this one.
What?
Your hidden talent.
No, you don't know it. I mean, you don't know it. What you think it is not what it is.
Okay.
Okay, so this is like my opportunity to ask people out there, like, can anyone else do this? Because I've always wondered, I've never met anyone else that can do this. And I'm wondering, like, do I just not know people that can, and really it's pretty common, or am I just weird? We're going to get a close-up of it eventually, but...
This is what I thought it was.
My tongue? Not gleeking.
Oh, no.
Okay, so I can crease my tongue in the front. Like that.
Like a snake.
Uh-huh. We'll have to get a close-up of it so you can see. But I want to know, can anyone else out there do that? I'm so curious. My other one is that I can gleek on command, you know, where you like shoot spit out of your spit gland.
I have had 9 surgeries on my body.
He didn't start out looking like this, let's just say.
I was a little Frankenstein baby.
Oh, no you weren't.
To start off, I've had 3 elbow surgeries, which I couldn't help that. I broke my elbow really bad in a go-kart accident when I was younger. But the other surgeries were pretty interesting. I've had 2 surgeries on my chest because I was born with like this weird dip in my chest. And so I was very self-conscious of it when I was younger, and I was a swimmer, so I was constantly being seen, and it just looked like I had a deformed chest. So I got voluntary surgery on it when I was 18, and they split my chest open from here to here, flattened it out, and turned out great.
And then he got pec implants while he was at it.
No, that's not true.
How do people think that when they see your scar?
I'll take it. And then I had 2 surgeries on my jaw. So I was also born with a huge underbite. Like my lower jaw stuck out like mad.
Let's just say we were worried about Oakland.
Yeah.
We said a lot of prayers for that kid.
Yeah, and still do. I had voluntary surgery on that as well, which moved my chin back in place to have a normal bite. I'm a little self-conscious sharing this about myself because I feel like it comes off as vain, and like I'm getting these voluntary surgeries to make myself look better.
But you couldn't eat right.
Yeah, I couldn't eat right. I had a lisp. It was hard to talk. So it wasn't all cosmetic, but...
You should insert a clip. You have to do it. And we're going to insert a clip of him with his jaw out.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Nathaniel Eisman. I'm 20 years old, and I'm gonna get jaw surgery. I'm gonna do it.
Literally, this was before I knew him, was when he had his jaw out and no beard. And when I watch videos like that, I really feel like I'm just looking at a stranger. Like, it is so different. It just blows my mind.
Oh, and then I had a surgery on my testicle. I'm not sure that I wanted to share that or not, but basically I had one testicle. Yeah, one day I just was feeling at myself, and I was like...
Okay, now you can't put it in there.
Well, I won't say that. Well, one day I was just feeling around, as any curious, young boy would do, and I noticed I only had one testicle, and so I asked my mom...
Was this while in front of the computer?
No. No, and I asked my mom, I was like, this can't be normal, can it? And it turns out I had an undescended testicle, which basically means like one of them gets sucked up in your stomach. And I had to get that surgically pulled down. So I was a mess, I'm telling you. It's been a long journey. But funny enough, I feel like all these issues I had and all these physical insecurities that I had, I think actually turned into be a huge blessing because it made me very humble and very, I just think meek. And when I was growing up, I was never cocky. Let's just say that. I was not cocky with all those little ailments.
But you're still not.
Good.
So I had a surgery too, and it was cosmetic and voluntary. It was that when I was younger, my ears stuck out. Now they like barely bend because I had surgery, but they stuck out really far, and I did not like that. My dad had surgery on that. My younger sister had surgery on that. So when I was like 14, I had my ears, I think it's called pinned back.
Between the both of us, we were so nervous about Oakland.
Yeah.
And any of our future babies, really. We were just like, man, I hope, please, God, help them. So our prayer is always, it's like, God, please be with their ears, chin, chest, feet, because I have some jacked up feet too. And so we always say the prayer covering each body part. But it worked. I mean,
and it's mainly because of how we felt about like knowing this poor little soul used to try to break his own jaw, probably when he was 12 years old.
Mm-hmm,
He would hit it up against things, and that just breaks my heart. And I never want any of my kids to go through feeling like that about themselves.
Yeah, I used to cry about it. It's funny now, but I used to cry about it and with my jaw, and I would bang it on things and hope that if it broke, I would have to go get it surgically fixed. And
that's horrible.
I feel like God has blessed us with a perfect just baby that he is so perfect. Like there's nothing wrong with him. Next thing about me is, I don't want to feel like I'm bragging here, but I think it's kind of cool that you might want to know. I was a state champion in swimming in high school. I broke the state record actually. That was held for 11 years, which led me to getting a full ride scholarship to the University of Georgia for swimming.
I'm gonna go through a couple things. These are just gonna be quick. Some like never have I ever things. I think they're interesting. So I have never broken a bone. I have never smoked. I have never tried a drug. I have never had a beer, not even a sip of a beer. And I have never had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And I'm 27 years old.
Wow. She's my pure Sutton.
Tell them what you've done.
You don't want to know what I've done. I feel like I have so many weird things about me. I'm gonna come off as like the ultimate weirdo.
You love flies.
Why are you reading them? Okay.
You are so weird.
So I have two that's going to make me sound ultimate weird, so I'm just going to put them out there on the table. When I was younger, I like desperately wanted a tail. I may have even prayed for one. I'm serious, like, and I wanted like a long tail that gradually thinned out, like a dinosaur tail. And I even ended up
when you were 12 or what?
I think I was a little younger. I think I was like 6. And I would run. I actually used to put a belt in the back of my pants and run around the house like I had a tail because I wanted one so bad. So that one is really weird. And then I to this day I love flies.
And I hate that one.
Well, I don't like flies in the sense that I like them swarming. But if I'm outside and I can just get one. I love a good one fly on me, just crawling around.
I hate that so much.
It feels like someone's just like rubbing their finger on me. So if I'm like laying outside and I can get one fly on my back, oh, it's like heaven. But she tries to what's it called? Swat them away, and I get so mad.
Food things about me are that my favorite food is pizza. When I was young, I used to go to O'Charlie's, if you've ever heard of that restaurant, and I would get a dozen rolls, just bread, and I would eat that as a meal. 12 rolls. And my parents let me do it, and I can't believe it. And then the other food thing is that I eat dessert every single night. It's either a cookie or milkshake every night.
People like me would get so envious of people like her when I was younger because that leads me to my next one, which I had horrible acne. With all my other issues, I had just cystic acne on my face. And
what is cystic?
I don't know, it sounds bad.
Did you just make that up?
I did, might be a real thing. Sounded right. And oh yeah, it was all because I felt like if I would eat anything bad, like a piece of pizza, I would break out in hives. But then people like her, she could eat whatever the heck she wanted and it would have perfectly clear skin like she still does.
You still do that. You get one little bump and you're like, it's because that pizza 2 days ago or whatever.
It's a real thing, I'm telling you.
Okay, but tell them how you fixed it.
Oh, fixing my acne.
This is the secret that he's been holding in to himself for years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you need to tell everyone about this if this is true for you.
Yeah, I don't know for sure. I mean, I feel pretty confident this is what did it for me. I started drinking raw milk. Raw milk is just milk that comes straight from a cow. Like
non-homogenized.
Non-homogenized, non-processed, and it basically comes out of a cow just like it is. And you can only get it from like a farm unless you live in a state that sells it in the grocery stores, which is rare. I heard that could help acne, and ever since I started drinking it, my acne just cleared up. And not only did my acne clear up, but I grew a beard. Seriously, like in that year, I had no facial hair. In that year, I grew like a full beard. If you have acne, try raw milk, and I can help you find it.
I drank it, and I thought it was great. Something I think is cool, I gotta give the credit to my mom and dad. For my wedding, my dad had spent my entire life making a dance video of me and him. So every year of my life, we're dancing, and then at my wedding, for mine and my dad's dance, he played this video behind us. So that was really special. We could put a little clip of it in here, but we do want to upload that whole video just so you guys could see it because it was just the most thoughtful thing in the whole world, and now we're doing that for Oakland for his wedding day.
For me, seeing that as her future husband, it just made me like, it really did something for me. Not only for my relationship with her dad, but just her family, to see like how much thought and care and prayer that went into Sutton's life. And just inspired me as a parent, and it was amazing. It's definitely a tradition that we're going to carry on.
Speaking of my dad, he actually has a YouTube channel too, and it's called Advice from Dad, and he just puts little videos out there giving advice, life tips, wisdom. He's very wise. He raised 3 girls, so he knows some stuff, and he's really good about answering comments and questions, and so you guys should check it out.
He actually just started this YouTube channel, so we'll put his link down below. For anyone that doesn't have that fatherly figure that's looking for someone like a dad for advice, great channel. So one really cool one about both of us that it was the most fun I think we've ever had, right?
Yeah.
It was that we were on Family Feud. And not only were we on Family Feud, but we were on 5 episodes. And we ended up winning $40,000. I don't know if you know how Family Feud works, but we won 4 games, and we were 1 question away from winning the car.
We'll never get over it, ever.
It was such a blast, though. We filmed in Atlanta, and they flew us out to Los Angeles.
All right, I'm going to do some bullet points because these don't have a whole story behind them. But I went skydiving when I was 18, so right when you're allowed to go skydiving, I did it. It was awesome. I cheered in high school. I failed my learner's permit twice. And I read the whole Bible.
Oh, that is cool that you have read the whole Bible. Wow. Yeah. That's awesome. I think I have too.
I don't have it all memorized, but I have read the whole thing. And now we're working on pretty much doing it again. We started at the beginning, so. Oh, speaking of failing, I also failed out of nursing school. Well, it is good.
Oh, well, yeah, it is good because it will lead you to our videographer career,
yes.
Which I'll hit on that real quick. But speaking of failing out of college, I dropped out of college 3 months after going. So there's that. And then there is the videographer.
Big losers.
Yeah, I'm like, I see it all together right now. So I dropped out after 3 months. It led to us being videographers, self-taught videographers. We never went to school for it. We learned everything that we know online and just self-taught. And then that leads to me that I've never had a job. I've never been hired before. And I've never been in debt.
But he has worked. Don't see him as like lazy.
Oh yeah, I've worked. I've just been an entrepreneur my whole life. So like as soon as I dropped out of college, I just went to creating business for myself. And I have never had any debt, which I'm very thankful for.
I've never had debt either.
Boom, that's why we the dream team.
We're actually going to do a video about money coming up, so maybe we can give you some tips, but also thank you parents because they're part of the reason I'm not in debt.
Yes, thank you. There was a time in my life where I ate nothing but fruits and vegetables, raw fruits and vegetables for 6 months.
I'm so thankful I was not with you at that time.
And I lost a lot of weight and I lost a lot of testosterone. And I know that because I actually went to go get my testosterone tested, and I had the testosterone levels equivalent of a man in his 80s or 90s.
Besides Family Feud, one of the coolest things, in my opinion, that I think I've done is when I was about 21 to 23, I was doing background acting. It's not really acting, it's just like a little blur in the background. But my favorite show in the whole world is Vampire Diaries, and I watched that show religiously for like 9 years. Like from when it started, I was there Thursday nights at 8. I was watching it every day, every Thursday, and I got to be on that show like probably like 5 episodes. So I got to see all the actors, and they paid me to do it, and I'm like, I would pay you to do this. I thought that was just like so cool. And then I got him in the Vampire Diaries, and he wanted to be on it. But then it was over. They were done filming it.
I did watch all 9. Is it 9 seasons?
Yeah.
I watched every episode.
And he loved it, didn't you?
I did. I have my last one, and it's another moment. I can do a handstand for a minute a solid like static handstand for 1 minute, and then I can do multiple one-arm pull-ups.
So we asked you guys on Instagram stories to ask us for the 3 questions to end the video, because we'd answered all the ones on YouTube.
Which we've been doing a horrible job at, by the way, but we're getting back on.
Yeah, it's hard to remember. But look at this. Like, it just goes and goes and goes. Like, all these questions.
Oh my.
And it makes me think we need to do another Q&A.
How many is that?
It doesn't tell me.
It's probably like hundreds.
And there might be a way to save these, and I wish I knew. I don't know, besides like taking a picture, how to save them. But anyway, to answer the 3 questions, we're just going to scroll. I'm going to scroll it, and you just touch it, and that's going to be I'll ask you the question that you touch.
Okay, but you said that we're probably going to have to do another Q&A. We are doing another
Yes,
Q&A.
we are doing another Q&A.
Because we have so many unanswered questions, I see. So one of our upcoming videos is going to be a Q&A. So for all your questions that you still have, comment below what your questions are, and we will answer them.
It hurts me to see all these and like not answer them, because a lot of them are really good. I read them, and they'll ask some really good questions.
I think we're going to have to do like a Q&A once a month for like a year or something to get them all.
All right, here we go. Touch it whenever you're ready.
And you're going to answer, or I'm going to answer?
It's just going to be your question. Okay, Lydia Newer. She just says, abortion, ?
Trying to throw me a big one. Abortion. I ain't scared. I'm not scared. Abortion. Yeah, totally against it. Totally against abortion. I mean, killing a baby. We can make a whole video on that topic for sure, but yeah, not okay with abortion.
That one.
All right, from Gretchen. How do you get rid of the anxiety and fear that comes within?
The anxiety and fear.
Let's hear Sutton's inner philosophy, biblical philosophy coming at you.
I would say, personally, I don't feel like I'm much of an anxious personality. I think I'm pretty laid back, would you say?
Mm-hmm.
So, but of course we all experience fear and anxiety at some point in our lives, and when I do, I just think the most important thing to do is just turn to God in prayer, and you would be amazed at just like talking through your emotions with God, how much like, it's just like a weight off of you.
Yes.
And you know, God is the ultimate healer, the ultimate power. Like if you feel anxiety, ask God to take it away from you. Not promising that He will, but you could ask.
Amen. Amen. Oh, you started on me because we're doing 3. That means I'm gonna get 2.
Oh, well, that's fun.
Is it?
Alright. Okay. This is from Amanda Rayott. What's something you never expected about marriage and having a family? That's a good one.
Okay, I got one for the marriage and for having a family. Okay, I got it.
Okay, share it.
So something I never expected for sure was our first year of marriage was like, there was a lot of great times to it, but there was some hard times. I mean, you know, people tell you like, oh, your first year of marriage is gonna be hard or whatever. But there was some moments that I was like, whoa. Like, I thought we had things together, you know? Like, I thought we had this thing down. What's going on here? I was like, she crazy.
Oh, well, guess what? I thought the same thing about you. We can make a whole video about that. First year of marriage.
Yeah, so there was that. And then there was also kind of in a very similar way, my first month of being a parent. That was like, say, if I thought the difficulties of being a parent might be on a scale of 1 to 10, like a 7, it was like a 12. That first month was like out of control difficult. I'll never forget it. I will never forget it. And it was just mostly the crying, like the crying in the middle of the night, just being sleep deprived. I don't know about you, but when I get sleep deprived, I start going downhill real fast. All right, guys, I don't know, that was a long video. If you're still with us and you made it this far, thank you. We hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got to learn a little bit more about us. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and leave us a comment below.
With your questions.
Yeah, with your questions.
For the next Q&A.
Yes. It helps boost our videos and YouTube's algorithms when you do that, and it helps get our messages out to more people. So thank you for that, and thank you for being a part of our journey. We love you. This is Nate and Sutton, sowing seeds of truth, love, and inspiration.
And that was things that you didn't know about us. Beep, beep.
So,
You always gotta start with the clap.
yeah.
Yeah, you should mention it.
Should I really?